everyone, Karina here from yarn2talk.ca, and today I'm going to be just quickly showing you, just briefly, a little bit about something called needle sculpting or sculpting of the face. So needle sculpting is a way that will just add contours to a smooth surface, and it's done by carefully placing stitches and then pulling them tight so that it draws that fabric inward to create a contour. So when I'm doing the contouring of my faces, I like to start by just placing some markers around. I use yarn needles or pins or stitch markers or whatever I have that's extra. And I know that I want to be placing my eyes here, and I want them to kind of be pushed in. So I'm going to be placing my stitches so that it draws this kind of area of the eyes inward. And then I've got a marker here also for my nose. And then once I get my eyes in, I can then go ahead and try to shape my mouth area, as well as I'm going to be adding some eyebrows to this guy. So to do the sculpting, it's really your own creative eye or your own interpretation of what you would like it to look like. So I like to use a long needle and just thread on whatever color your face is for the doll. And then you would start by pushing this working needle here from the back of the doll's head into one of those kind of beginning points that you're going to start to pull, and you're going to come just the stitch right before it. So right about there. And then you draw your needle through, leaving a tail, and then this tail here you want to leave until the end. You don't want to weave that in just yet, because if you don't like the way a stitch is pulled, you can always pull it out and start over. So don't weave anything in and finishing it off until you decide that yes, you're good with that. So then I'll go in here, kind of where my point is, and I'm going to work that needle so that it comes all the way across, kind of to that coinciding point there on the needles. So all these different points will line up, and I'll just work my stitches kind of back and forth like that. So you push it through here till you get to that side, and that's what's helpful when you're working with a bigger doll too, to have a longer needle. And then, so I'm not going to go back in the stitch I just came out of. I'm just going to bump up one stitch, and I want mine kind of on a slant, so I'm going to just keep working my way around that slant there. So once I get over to this other side here, oops, there, once I come through, then I can just kind of give that a pull, and you can see how it's pulling that side of the doll's face inward, and it will start to do that as you work your way back and forth up those stitches. So now I'm going to go up the next stitch over to the correlating kind of stitch marker. So see, I'm still on that same row there, and I'm going to pull that through, and then I just give it, I don't want to pull really tight, I just want to see what it's going to look like if I like that kind of indent. So I'm going to take this marker out because I've basically gone up that full marker there. And I'm just going to go across and out, and that's the basics of what needle sculpting is. You just do it to your own kind of eye, to what you like, what you want your doll to look like. Yeah, so there you can see as I'm pulling it, it's pulling in his kind of eye area there. And then I'm going to work my way down, and then I'm going to, after this, sculpt my nose. So the nose will be kind of somewhere in here. So So I'm not making it so that you can see the lines of yarn. I'm not dragging that across the doll anywhere. I'm just making teeny tiny little stitches that are really inconspicuous. You don't really see them. So you're just hiding them. So see how it's kind of coming along there? And then you'll just keep doing that to get the desired effect that you want for your doll. Okay, so see here I've kind of got an area where I would place one of my little eye sockets and sew it in, so it's indented here. That's what I'm creating right now. And then I'll go on to kind of see where I would push it in, find where I would want my nose to be. So those are the areas that I would work together, pull those, draw those areas up. So that's all I do is I just kind of pinch the yarn. When I do the eyebrows, I'll pinch those areas and see where I want to draw that yarn together. And just by pulling that back and forth, just creating little stitches to kind of indent to get the contours that I want. So it's up to your own creative design, however you want your face to end up looking. So those are just a quick little tip there on needle sculpting.